Alright, I came out here to piddle some, more or less clean up. Just wanted to give a quick update of where I'm at and what I'm about to get ready to do. And also to ask a question that hopefully someone has done already and can provide some experience input. So first off, one thing I forgot to note in my last video, at least I don't think I did, from when I sprayed, I went to clean this Harbor Freight gun. And yeah, I don't think they make them to clean anymore. I don't remember what the parts internal are called, but the actual, I guess it's like the ionizer or whatever, not this very tip, but the piece underneath that you should be able to unscrew. It unscrewed from the gun, but it wouldn't separate from the other piece that you have to put a big Allen in the back of to get loose. That piece is like Loctited together. So hopefully it still works. If not, I guess the Harbor Freight guns are throwaway epoxy guns now, which is more or less what I was gonna do anyways. Anyways, on the car. So we cleaned up, cleaned out. I didn't necessarily completely wipe out and vacuum out all the interior of the car, but we cleaned up the shop and pulled this out. So I have some arm material. My pre-made arms I made before. These are the fronts, 2 holes for the frame rail, bolts. And these were the plates I was gonna use on the back. So I'm not sure if I want to, I'm kind of sketch. They would bolt to the bumper brackets. I don't know if I really trust these. The only time I've seen these mounted this way on a Mustang was off of CJ Pony Parts, and theirs was like a 66, and their rear bumper bracket seems beefier than this one. Now, I mean, it's welded on. This is completely seamed across the back, spot welded, and one spot weld up front. And then it's welded through, you know, in like 4 spots around each hole here. And I think the idea would be, if you use this for rotisserie mount, that these spot welds would go all the way through to the frame rail. I can't guarantee that on mine. I didn't drill all the way through. My frame rail was in the back whenever I swapped it out with these Dynacorn ones. They didn't seem like they wanted to line up quite like factory. I mean, you can see my weld marks where it guides back. And it comes back, and I want to say only one side makes contact. These brackets don't center up perfect on both. So one side of this might be to the frame rail. The other side is more or less just to the sheet metal, where the sheet metal would be to the frame rail, you know, staggered off just a hair. Don't know how big a deal that is. Honestly, I don't know how much the car weighs right now. I'd be just like shooting into the wind, just guessing at what it weighs and how much this tail panel can truly support. My other idea for mounting the back would be the more secure, in my opinion, this bolt hole right here where the current frame jig is, or body cart, whatever you want to call it. Now, I've seen them mounted to the rear leaf spring holes too. Now, my Dynacorn frame rail didn't come with one on this side. It has one on the other side, a little rubber buffer, whatever, grommet, bushing, whatever the hell you want to call it. So I would have to buy one for this side to be able to use this hole. That'd be a waste in my opinion, since I'm not running leaf springs. But, you know, I could use this bolt hole and just have a bracket come either down and then 90 back to this arm, which this slider has to still be done. Obviously, they're just slid on right now. I still have to put the extension arm on. I still have to drill holes and weld the nut down for the locks. I still have to do the locks for the front there for the arm that connects the 2 sides. I want to drill a hole through these to hold my jack arm, which is over there by the bench grinder, that little piece of pipe. That way it holds it, because like right now you see the arm is just dropped. It can't hold it up. Not enough tension on it, or whatever you want to call it. The other thing I have to do, I want to order a bushing of some sort once I find the size to take up this gap. so this thing doesn't, you know, shift around in my locking mechanism the way it is. Most of the ones I've seen, or some of the rotisserie I've seen, they use like a U in the pipe or the square tube and just like sits inside of the U, kind of like so. And then they just have a flat plate that bolts down and has a nut on each side. From my research, this has way more clamping force than that. I mean, at least double, right? Just because of the extra 2 bolts. But this rotisserie is probably way overkill for this car. From what I've seen for rotisseries that are sold, they're more or less like the size of my body card. This is almost double. These are like the 3,000 or 4,000 pound rotisseries that I've seen. The last thing I have to do is I have to get the all thread for the leveler. That'll be a little piece of hollow or round tubing that'll be here. That'll be about up to here, so just to contain the all thread from coming out. It'll have a piece or a big all thread nut up here welded to this, and then the all thread will run all the way down it. It'll have a nut welded on top of the all thread up here, and then my lock ring. This will be welded on probably back here. I'll have to stagger it like so, I guess, because of this. I really apparently didn't think that through, because that, for it to be centered, it would have to be here. It would have to be like that, and that gets in the way. So the only other place I could do it is move it up here, and then it shouldn't bind with anything up there, but I could just weld it onto this front piece, and then have the lock back here, and it would be out of the way. I might do that. That way I don't have to fight with this nut, do anything with it. But I think that's what I'll do. I have plenty of room up there to be able to put that tubing and that, so I'll probably go that route. But anyways, like I said, my main question is whether or not anyone's actually mounted a 67, 68 Mustang using these rear mounts, and how secure is it really? Do I need to be 100% sure that those welds are making contact with that frame to trust this lifting here? And the only reason I ask, I mean, I could always lift off the frame rail and those nuts on the bottom, but being able to mount it here makes it so much better to the point of I can coat all my underside and not have arms of a bracket or rotisserie arms get in the way from me being able to grind, wire wheel, and epoxy the underside. If I have to put those arms there, once I get it back on the ground, I've still got to come back and touch up this spot where the arms were. This has already been done, and it's easy once the car is back on the ground to come back and fix this section for whatever gets damaged, scuffed, whatever, scratched. But let me know what y'all think. Get a close-up. This is how the hinges turned out. Obviously, you can see I didn't spray good at the top there, but all the rest looks good. Always happens. I don't spray enough on some part of it. I never can tell. Up top there too. I'll just have to hit that with a can of black paint. I'm not gonna worry with trying to spray epoxy unless I just happen to mix them up again. But I coated out pretty good. There's areas here where it's light. Like, I don't know if you can probably see that, where it's kind of light in the areas where I didn't coat over it real well. And of course you got areas like up here where it's chemical flash, I think is what someone said, from it getting laid on too thick, causes that nastiness. And then this area, that was hilarious. Looks like Ken Block's car, that slime run. So another place that I didn't get good. Anyways, so that's the plan. Like I said, the arms on both of them have to be welded still. Still got to go to the tractor supply, buy nuts, all thread, the bolts for the locking pieces that go like here and on the arms. And I've got to go online and try to find these bushings or spacers or whatever you want to call them. And I think that's it. That's the current progress, guys. Sorry for the camera just then. Trying to pick up, still moving around while I'm making this video. But I'm done out here. I've sweated enough, cleaned up, and I'm tired, so hopefully next video will be me finished up with prepping the rotisserie and at least be mounting it. I probably won't be raising it all at the same time, but hopefully next update you'll have some something nice to look at. All right, guys, thanks.